Honorable Adrian Thomas, Minister for Tourism, the Creative Economy and Culture, Queen's Britain, Parliamentary Secretary with responsibility for culture, Siobhan Redhead, Project Manager up from here, members of the media, all specially invited guests, viewers, both within Grenada and abroad, all present in the room. Good morning, and welcome. Good morning, and welcome. All right, vibes. Before we officially begin today's proceedings, I'd like to share a brief story with you all. A story that in many ways mirrors the journey of our beloved Grenada. Imagine a young tree planted on rich soil, its roots delving deep into the hearts of our island. Year after year, it weathers the storm, basks in the sunshine, steadily growing, its branches reaching skyward. Each leaf that flourishes on this tree represents a story, a song, a memory that we as Grenadians hold dear. This tree has witnessed 50 years of our history, echoing with the laughter of our children, standing resilient against the changing tides and growing, always growing towards the light. It has been a silent spectator to our struggles and triumphs, a testament of our enduring spirits. Now, as we gather here for the official press and stakeholders launch for Up From Here, this tree is not just a symbol of our past, but a beacon of our future. It reminds us that the strength that lies in our roots, our unity, and our ability to thrive against all odds is unwavering. Just like this tree, our music, our art, and our culture have grown and blossomed. They have become the leaves that shade us, the branches that uphold us, and the roots that ground us. As we stand on the brink of commemorating 50 years of independence, let us remember that each of us is a leaf on this tree, contributing to the beauty of its existence. So, as we proceed with today's press and stakeholders launch, let us reflect on this, our journey, our growth, and the endless possibilities that lie ahead, because we can only move up from here. It is with great pleasure and a heart full of pride that I welcome you all to this press conference for a concert that is not just an event, but a celebration of Grenada's 50th year of independence, an official calendar event, a celebration that will echo the rhythm of our nation and showcase the vibrancy of our culture. This special event experience is a journey through our past, our present, and the future that we aspire to as a nation of one people. Prepare for an unforgettable night, rich with talents of our very own Grenadian artists from both within our beloved islands and those from across the globe. Today, at this launch, we are excited to share with you not just the plans and the vision of this spectacular event, but also the heart and soul of every performer, every organizer, and supporter that has poured into making Up From Here a reality, a success that we know it will be. We are honored to have with us today some distinguished speakers who will delve into the significance of this event in the context of our national pride and heritage. Before we proceed with today's agenda, I want to also extend a heartfelt thank you to each and every one of you for joining us. Those physically here in the room showing the love, and those of you that have joined us from our live stream, both within and outside of our shores. Your presence here today is a testament to the unity and strength of our Grenadian community And it is this very spirit that Up From Here seeks to celebrate. So let us embark on this exciting journey together as we prepare to mark a milestone in Grenada's history. Once again, welcome and good morning. At this point, I invite Siobhan Redhead, Project Manager from Up From Here, to give a brief overview of our event and a taste, just to stimulate the taste buds of what you will experience on February 2nd at the National Stadium. Siobhan.
Thank you, Akira. On protocol already established, I'd like to welcome the Minister and especially welcome guests to our event, and of course the media for having us here and present on your screens and streaming throughout our lovely islands of Carriacou, Grenada, and PT Martinique. I was trying to say it in the same order. Now, if Akira's energy is any hint of the level of passion that went into the planning and organizing and the conceptual design of Up From Here, the concert, I'm sure you guys can feel the vibe. You guys can feel the energy and the passion that's just the welcome remarks are being delivered with. Imagine sitting at the National Stadium and just being immersed in what is our love of Grenadianism, our culture, our pride for our culture, our passion for our people, and what we thrive on as Grenadians was just, we love ourselves and we love our talent. And we can tell by how we stand behind our athletes. Everybody's glued to a screen when Kirani's running a race. It doesn't matter if it's at the stadium here or some international location. It doesn't matter where Killer is performing. You'll see those Grenadian flags going right up to the front to let people know that Grenadians are present and we support our team. Now, in terms of the concept, it was just a beautiful process watching a concept, a vision grow into a concept, grow into actuality when the planning team put this together. And one of the key things that we focused on was, how do we keep this local? How do we keep the nutmeg in it? Yeah? And how do we appreciate everything that is Grenadian? How do we show persons that, you know what, we don't need to go outside of our shows to put a full-on entertainment event. I don't want to call it a concert because it's an entertainment event. How do we put on an entire show with a full Grenadian cast? And I'll tell you this much, it was not an easy task selecting from the wide range of talent that exists in Grenada. If it was up to the planning committee and the team, we probably would have been sitting in the stadium for 3 consecutive days having all the Grenadian talents in there. But what I'll say to you guys is, expect the best. Expect to be intrigued from the moment you walk into the stadium, from the moment you're walking into your seats, from that first vocal range hits that sound system. Expect to be intrigued. Now we have, as I mentioned, a wide variety of talent. So in the interest of celebrating our 50th, we have to acknowledge the steps we've taken from where we started versus where we're at. So the show takes the shape of how has Grenada evolved, how has our culture evolved, how has our music evolved, how has our people, how as a people we have evolved. So it's truly walking you through the different eras of Grenada and the evolution through that. And that takes the shape of folk dance presentation, soca music, calypso music, the Viniwe, I think I'm saying it right, the Viniwe dancers, the Moko Jumbies. Just prepare to sit on everything that is Grenadianism. I can't find another word to explain it, but that is going to be truly that experience. And I do hope everybody turn out. It's super family friendly. We start at 8, so we're expecting moms and dads and their kids and the schools, everyone to come out because it's going to be a full event catering to every taste bud, I guarantee that. And everybody's going to be walking out after the show, buzzing about what they just saw, how they never had an experience like that before, and when can they have a repeat of it. Yeah? Now, I haven't disclosed the performers as yet, in the interest of the marketing team having the shine of letting that information out. But what I will say is that everyone will be very pleased with who's going to be on stage and the type of performance or the type of production that's going to take place on stage. Yeah? So February 2nd, showtime 8 p.m., gates open at 7. Prepared to have just an amazing experience to be, thank you, Sai. Sorry. Prepared to have an amazing experience, and the beauty of it is there is no cost. You walk into the stadium, no charge, don't need to worry about buying a ticket, anything in advance. On the 2nd of February, just walk in, sit and enjoy, and have a fantastic time. And that's all we're asking of our lovely nation, to just come and celebrate with us and enjoy the Up From Here concert on February 2nd. Thank you.
Beautiful. I think we deserve a lustier round of applause for the absolutely free part. So outside of the security checks that you would obviously have when you enter the venue, you don't have to look for any tickets. You don't have to worry about money to come into the event. Bring your family, bring everyone. It's absolutely free. Absolutely free. All right. Thank you so much, Shravon. And what I will say on behalf of the marketing committee is that over 50 performers, 7 live bands. From a production standpoint, it's a gargantuan task, but we will rise to the occasion. 7 live bands and so many injections of different aspects of the art form that we experience here in Grenada. So we're excited about that. There's so much in store. At this point, it is my absolute pleasure, because we're using the word absolute today, absolutely free, and absolute pleasure to invite to give some brief remarks Honorable Adrian Thomas, Minister with responsibility for tourism, the creative economy, and culture. Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you very much, Akira. And I don't know if it's Ms. Redhead or if it's you or Orlando, but somebody have to report to my office in the morning at 9 to explain to me why I am not on this cast, because nobody informed me about this thing.
We can get a slot.
Some people forget that I'm a Calypsonian, right? All right, and before I start, let me recognize, thank you very much, Chair. Let me recognize Ms. Redhead, Parliamentary Secretary, Queen's Britain, Mr. Orlando, also Ms. Pussle from the organizing committee, members of the media. I must let Mr. Hamlet Mark know that I missed him in the last conference. I'm happy to see you today. It's my schoolmate, not classmate, but schoolmate. And I'm very happy. I don't want to go to another press conference and you're not there. First of all, let me commend the organizing committee for really and truly considering this aspect of our life, the creative industry, for making us part of the celebration. There are many other things that could have been done, but to choose the creative industry and to expose our talent on that particular occasion, I think it's great, and a lot of people will be looking forward to it. Not only in regards to the performers, but the work of the performers could really and truly inspire a lot more people in terms of getting involved in the creative industry. This is something very dear to this government, and I know for a fact we will we'll make maximum use of it, and just like the kind of impact that Unleash had when we had it sometime last year, I know that this concert will definitely create the kind of impact that we really want to. Let me also congratulate them and commend them and let them know that the government really appreciates the work that they are doing for the entire celebration. We have put our mouth where our put our money where our mouth is, so to speak, right? And we really hope that the people who are not really want to be part of the celebration will come to terms with it, and especially with this celebration in particular. Over the years, our artists have done a great job in terms of promoting our culture. They have represented us locally well, regionally, internationally, Some of our artists in Grenada, they are still generating the kind of income that they could not have generated in Grenada. The Black Wizard, King Ajamo, they will tell you that they are still collecting royalties from the work that they have done maybe 20 years ago. The impact of the mighty Sparrow on the international scene, always remember in Grenada, this is the kind of work that our artists will be looking forward to, and the kind of inspiration that Sparrow maybe had on our local artists in terms of the King Ajamo, the Black Wizard, and so on. And those guys have really and truly laid the foundation. You can think of the African Tailor, you can think of Timpo, you can think of Unlucky. Hamlet Maka show you know some of the great artists that have laid the foundation in order for our culture to move on. In recent times, Mr. Killer has really and truly stepped up, and he has hit the international stage. He has been the only Caribbean person, other than Trinidadians, to carry the Soca International Monarch. And this is a great achievement, and this is the kind of impact. I mean, if we get 3 or 4 more Soca Monarch, I'm not telling you the price, and that money was to come to Grenada, obviously, we will be the kind of contribution that these artists are making to the economy is really heartwarming. Really and truly, you do not want people to see this culture as part of something they do when they have time, in their spare time. You want it to be income generating business. You want it to operate like a business. You want people to see culture as a means of making their livelihood. And we, as a government, we understand that we have to play a very critical role in preparing the runway, putting the infrastructure in place to make sure that the artists can see their talent and make it a reality. We are prepared to put our money where our mouth is, and therefore, when the artists come to the creative affairs, they will definitely have a home, feel at home, and have somebody to rely on and put forward their talent. I, as an artist in the very early days, I can relate to the difficulties that artists face in Grenada. I may not have been the perfect calypsonian to win the crown, but I experienced the difficulties. Waking up 2 o'clock in the morning, trying to put pen to paper, scribbling something, run it by Wizard, run it by Teacher Eddie. Is that good enough? You think people will accept that? And those are the things that people don't know about, but the artists have to go through in terms of developing their own songs and so on. Then you have the people that you have to work with, the musicians. If you don't get it right, then and you cannot get music to it, then you do not have a product. So, and then you have the bandsmen who really and truly, the live performance, which is different to the studio performance. In the studio, you can do it over and over and over. On the stage, you have to hit it, bam. So the artists do go through those little difficulties. As an artist, my children didn't get a better part of me. Many a times, they see I drop them to school, and they don't see me until maybe next morning to go, when they're ready to go to school again. And this is a routine thing, especially during the carnival season. And in the video, like Mr. Killer, here he is, and put your hands together, he's right here. Come right up. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, sure. And I was just telling them the difficulties that artists have in terms of getting the work done. So really and truly, it's not an easy task, and we need to put artists in a position where the society respect them, and not only as just as ordinary calypsonian, but I can tell you, during the carnival season, I hate to see calypsonians at the gate waiting for a ticket or begging for a ticket to go inside after they have contributed so much. I hate to see, really and truly, they are the architects of our culture. They are the architects of our carnival. And they will play a significant role in terms of having 50 of them on stage. I mean, what other industry can you get to bring 50 people of that art of that nature on stage at the very same time? So let me say that this is a very, very important event, and I want to encourage all Grenadians to come down to the stadium on February the 2nd, be part of it, come with your coolers, come with your family, come with your food, make it a grand event, and I look forward to being part and parcel of it. I will be there at 7 o'clock. Rest assured.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister Adrian Thomas, Minister with responsibility for tourism, the creative economy, and culture. I do want to echo that statement, and I really appreciate the Office of Creative Affairs really being able to help enterprise the creatives that are so talented within Grenada. I think everyone in this country, once you're honest with yourself, you'll know that Grenada is a place that isn't void of talent. We are remarkably blessed with talented people, and just looking around the room, we are in the presence of quite a few of them. So just to have that runway, as you would have said, to be able to catapult the artist's work from just being a labor of love and a hustle to really be an enterprising endeavor where they can really aggregate money to help sustain themselves and their family is something that definitely needs to be applauded. So I really, really appreciate that, just on behalf of all of the creatives and the entertainment industry in Grenada on a whole. So thank you very much for that. And this is the perfect segue to move from vibrance to even more vibes, because we are blessed with the presence of one of our cultural ambassadors. We are blessed with the presence of the one and only Hollis Mr. Killer Map. He is one of the performers that's going to grace the stage, and trust me when I say him and his entire band has a performance. And if you were at Killer Day, or you saw it, or you heard about it, maybe he'll steal some of that essence and replicate it on stage for us. But at this point, let's hear what Mr. Killer has to say in terms of this event and also his participation in it. Let's put our hands together. Cultural Ambassador Hollis Map.
So I first want to say a pleasant and a blessed person. Yeah, I forgot you had to press the button. You know, normally I just get the mic on, you know? And yeah, normally I get the mic on and then one foot in the air, and, you know, and all of that. This morning, I first want to say a pleasant good morning, blessed uprising to all, and a pleasant good morning to the members of the head table, our guests, and the media, and everyone that is looking. I want to say a pleasant good morning to Grenada on a whole. An event like this, especially on independence, the time of independence, I think is very important. And, you know, to expand and what Minister had said, artists really and truly plays a great part when it comes to our culture, our vibrant expression towards not just Grenada, but towards the world. They are one of our great marketing tools, you know, and sometimes they are not treated in the right way. And I think this whole initiative and effort is a great one, which will be accepted, you know, in the hearts of the artists here as we come together. I think we always like to come together. I think we always look forward for a big show that we can actually show off our talent, not just by ourselves, but with our fellow artists together. And especially in a time where we can express what Grenada really means to us as Grenadians, not just as artists, but as Grenadians. Now, sitting here on this table, I know sometimes there is, things written on the paper, and, there is protocol. But I don't think there is anything better than speaking from your heart as a person, especially in a time like now, when we ask ourselves, what is independence? And independence, sometimes we speak of it and we look at the application towards the country, and sometimes not to ourselves as a people. Are we independent-minded? Are we independent in our heart? How do we really feel about ourselves as Grenadians? And that is a question that's supposed to be asked individually. Not just happy independence Grenada to the bricks and the stones and the buildings in town that has been left from our foreparents and the trees in our jungles, but to our kids, our parents, our co-workers, our brothers and our sisters, our artists, our ministers, the social workers, and all the people who plays a great part on this island, this beautiful island, Grenada. And this is a time not just for the artists that is going to be performing, but it's for all the Grenadians that is going to live home with the expectation to have a good time of celebration and upliftment at the National Stadium. I'm not sure if we're going to have space, but it is for all of us to celebrate together. And I want to say to every artist in Grenada to hold the fort, hold strong. Sometimes the moments does get extremely hard and the road does feel extremely difficult. But everywhere you go, it doesn't matter, even if it's in America and the road's smooth, you will find potholes here and there. And you have to remember, sometimes when you're down, the only direction to go from there is up. So you have to hold faith, hold strong, and make sure we continue this journey together, not just individually, as I say, but as a people, as a team, together as Grenadians, looking to market Grenada beyond the shores. Almost every Grenadian knows Mr. Killer, but not yet everybody in the world. And my journey is to make as much people around the world know where I am from. And not just where I am from, what we are made of as Grenadians. And by saying that, again, I encourage every artist to continue the journey. And there is something among us as a people, and a lot of the times, people don't want to speak about it, but it's that fight that we sometimes fight each other, when really and truly the bigger picture and the greater reward is to come together. Sometimes artists, you find that little rival among ourselves because, in the music and in the art form, we still have something they call competition. But you have to remember, when the competition is gone, again, me and you are Grenadians. And as the big man say, music is a mission and it is not a competition. And the mission is to make the world know us. Big up to the Jab music. And big up to all the masqueraders. And big up to all the producers also, not just the artists, because there is some people that is very important that sometimes we don't pay attention to. The cameraman in the stadium that is going to make people around the world see the beautiful pictures and the videography, of what is happening here. The producer that sit down in the studio night after night, ponging that keyboard, the drums, to make those rhythmic sounds that we listen to, that actually help the artists create even better songs. I want to say thank you, congratulations to you, and also continue that journey with us. I don't want to speak too long because I know this is not a long conference, but there is also a question for me to answer. What Grenada means to me. That should be a whole subject in school. You know what I mean? So that should be a whole subject. I think kids should be asked that question almost every, stage that they go through. What Grenada means to you. So we can actually embed that kind of essence, you know what I mean? That kind of camaraderie. So we could have that, vibe as we grow as a people. But what Grenada means to me sometimes is hard to really explain in just simple words. And sometimes I rather sing than to talk. So this is not just for the Grenadians, but for the people that will see beyond. And my expression goes a little bit like this. Hi, welcome to my island. It was more than diamonds. This is paradise. And I say hi, welcome to my island. It was more than diamonds. This is paradise. This is paradise. Oh, Grenada, this is paradise. I love Grenada. This is paradise. Oh, Grenada, this is paradise. I love Grenada, Grenada. You like a little piece of heaven in the Caribbean seas, and your spices smell so nice. Your loving vibrations makes it hard to leave. I just wanna love you one more time. Is it your beautiful aroma, your healing in your leaves that make the sun feel good to rise? Your mountains and valleys, waterfalls and golden springs, so much beauty in my eyes. And I say hi, welcome to my island. It was more than diamonds. This is paradise. And I say hi, welcome to my island. It was more than diamonds. This is paradise. This is paradise. Oh, Grenada, this is paradise. I love Grenada, Grenada. We are a people of strength and resilience, courage and persistence. We are patriots for life. Been 3 years of oppression, battles and revolutions, but Grenadians still stand strong. We know of old and strong. I say forward ever, and you say backward never. Maurice Bishop, you live on, and I say hi. Welcome to my island. It was more than diamonds. This is paradise. And I say hi. Welcome to my island. It was more than diamonds. This is paradise. Grenada paradise. Oh, Grenada. Grenada is paradise, and it's evident. Walk free, feel safe like the president. Take off your shoes, get connected to the element. Love alone, that's our sentiment, yeah. Have you ever eat a oil dung? Walk on Granand's beach is 3 miles long. Go by Rebel, eat a bug up on Saigon. Go to Fish Friday in a Guave town. Yeah, Rainbow City, Grenville, well turn up. St. Patrick's Day, everybody want come up. Let's go Lime by Shy. Victoria till sun up. Or visit St. David's where my mama grow up, yeah. Let's go to carriacou and eat a saraka. Big jump dancing while pot and fire. P.T. Matnick for the Easter regatta. Welcome to my paradise, no way is better, yeah. Have you ever seen the carriacou when Jab Jab come out? Monday night mass when the speakers them sung out. I say welcome, no matter where you come out. We shine bright like when the sun come out, yeah. Big up my national. Yeah, and that is it for me for the rest of the day. I just want to say, I want to big up my mother, and I want to say I know we have a culture that is deeper than just within our shores, and we have to learn as much as we can learn about it. They say Africa is the motherland, but Africa is my grandmother. Grenada is my mama, and I love you, Grenada. Thank you so much.
A lusty round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. It is such a pleasure to hear you speak from your heart, but we can all agree that it's an honor to hear you sing from your heart. When you listen to the lyrics of Spice Style Rock, and then now, I don't know if you just conceptualize all those lyrics in your mind and you were just flowing on, but as you were singing, I'm speaking for myself, but I'm sure everyone in the room and even those joining us on the live feed could have snippets of experiences in these unique moments that really resonates what it means to be Grenadian, the true essence of our people. And in case you didn't know, the headliners are from here. The headliners are from here. I am sometimes so glad that Mr. Killer is from Grenada because I cannot pay his national price. So with that said, thank you for endorsing Up From Here as an event for us, by us. And it really resonates the point that we don't need anything else to have a sell-off event, to have a sell-off show. And this is exactly what this is going to be. So thank you so much for your words, for your experience, and for your charge for us as Grenadians to really think about what it means to be a Grenadian and do our part to really be independent as a nation and as a people. As we are preparing to bring the curtains down, I would like everyone to draw their attention to the screen. For those of you in the room and those of you on the live feed, you can just continue watching as we give you a taste, just to whet your palate of what you can experience on Friday, February 2nd, 2024, at the National Stadium when we raise the curtains for Up From Here.
Grenada, our beautiful pure island, is turning 50. And what better way to celebrate than with an evening that captures our heart, our spirit, our journey. Welcome to Up From Here, an experience of our past, present, and future. Join us at the National Cricket Stadium on Friday, February 2nd, as we revel in a spectacular showcase of Grenadian talent from our very own shores and from across the seas. Our artists are coming home to celebrate with us. Experience the rhythms that rocked our past and melodies that map our future. Live bands, sensational artists, dynamic dancers, all on one stage. And the best part, it's absolutely free. Gates open at 7 p.m. Showtime 8 p.m. Come early. Bring your family. Bring your friends. Let's fill the stadium with our pride, our joy, our unity. 50 years of music, talent, and creativity. This is our moment, Grenada. Let's celebrate. It's only Up From Here together. Stay connected to our social media pages for updates at Grenada Turns 50.
So as the days progress to this event, we encourage you to stay connected to the home of all content for Grenada Turns 50 on social media. That is through our Facebook as well as Instagram channels, Grenada Turns 50, and you will get all of the updates. And trust me, it's a very robust cast. So we have a lot to outline in the upcoming days as we lead to this event, this monumental event. So at this point, we open up the floor for any questions from any of the media that's present. I mean, I would want to believe that we've given you everything that you need, but in the event that you have additional questions, the time is now. And we do have a mic in the back for anyone that would like to speak. Good morning, Petra.
On WFM. So we have a commencement time, 8 p.m.
Yes.
The show goes on until when?
2 a.m.
Right. And we have over 50 artists.
Over 50 performers.
Right. Is there a limitation as to the amount of songs each artist is going to perform?
Okay. Well, I can take that. It's a scripted production, so the first segment of the event is going to be scripted based on a narration, and that first segment is going to be about an hour and a half, strict. I shouldn't say about because it's strict. And then the second segment is where we will have the injection of the vibrancies and the typical event energy that we've become accustomed to in terms of a live concert here in Grenada. So there will be some restrictions in terms of the duration of every artist's performance. Each artist, the majority of them are going to be backed by live bands. So it's timed band segments. And the rehearsals have already commenced. There is an official rehearsal space, and we will have 2 dress rehearsals to ensure that everything flows accordingly and in keeping with the time. So we will definitely, in that sense, have it scripted and ensure that everybody's time is everybody's time, and they are aware. So there are some restrictions. Mm-hmm.
Good. When will the media know who the performers will be?
Well,
I like putting my performers in my news. So.
Well, we are literally rolling out the artists, the individual. We want to do a takeover. It's a wow. It's over 50 performers. So I know you would appreciate this, Petra, that we have had to have the task of having every artist send in their official photos so that we can drop them in. I'm happy to say that we do have quite a few already. But as soon as we get all of them, and the deadline for that is today, we would be able to start flooding social media. And I'm looking over to Siobhan because we know. We will start flooding social media as soon as Friday of this week, yeah? With the performers, and even more information on the bands.
Well, I could get it sooner because for radio news, I don't need pictures.
No problem.
Thank
we just
you.
need to know who it is. No problem.
Thank you.
We'll let you know. Thank you so much, Petra, WeFM, for your question. Anyone else? Yeah. Good morning.
One? Okay.
All right, good to go.
So good morning, Delissa Richardson from the New Today. So I have 2 questions. So the first one is, what actions need to be done for Grenadians to appreciate and respect the arts?
Okay, that's the first question. Well, I will say, just as a stakeholder in entertainment, I don't think much needs to be done for Grenadians to respect the arts or appreciate the arts. I think the appreciation is definitely there, especially when it comes for times to rally around that support. I mean, we can all echo that when Mr. Killer was performing in Trinidad in that International Soca Monarch, that it might as well have been in the stadium, because the applause and the lusty roars that we could have heard from within our country, trying to maybe make some noise so he can hear it in Trinidad, was definitely, monumental, and it speaks to our support. But I do think, that we have to have some additional enabling resources that need to be extended to the artists so that they would be able to really perform and they would really be able to feel the backing that they need. I don't think it's a deficit of support and recognition by Grenada. I think it's a charge and a call for more investment in our performing arts, and that ranges not just from live events and concerts with artists and musicians, but all of the other subsections and sectors of the creative industries. And as the minister echoed earlier, that the Office of Creative Affairs is really working steadily to ensure that that support is there and felt. And as someone that would have benefited from that type of investment, just in terms of concessions and all of that on equipment that's just necessary to help, fuel this industry further. It's a long road, but we are on the way. And I think we need to ask ourselves individually that question that Killer said, what can we do? And if we feel individually as a person that we could do more to support the arts, we could do more to support our entertainers, and that's exactly what we should do. I don't know if there's any additional. Yeah.
I think also we have to look at the creative industry as an important industry. You look at the tourism industry, you look at the agricultural sector, the kind of incentives that we create for those two sectors. You might be shocked to know that the creative industry has the potential to generate the kind of revenue that those two sectors may have generated. So it's up to the government, it's up to the people to really and truly put the creative industry at the forefront and develop it into something that we can rely on and get the connotation of agriculture is the backbone of the economy, maybe tourism is the heartbeat, and maybe the creative industry is the soul.
Yeah.
So I would like to add on what Minister had said. The creative industry is definitely soul, because soul is frequency and vibration. And that is where the creative art form in itself, I would say, vibrates. That's where it functions. You know, sound, word, sound, power. And you have dance and the rhythms and all of those things like that in the creative industry, and even beyond. You're talking about art and all of that. Now, in our society, just as you would have a home with the kids, the parents, and you would have maybe an aunt or whatever it is, a family close by. They say it's a village, really and truly, to sometimes raise a child. So sometimes we have to look at our sectors as a child that we need to nurture. And we can't expect just the aunt or just a sister or a brother to really grow that child. It's an effort of the community. When you look at the art form now and you look at our culture, how we look at things, we have to then learn to design things in that kind of fashion. So I would say to the government right now that what you are doing right now is very important. Having conference like this, engagement with the artists, and having just little statements, as was what was made earlier on, that the artist is important. Now the people that is looking will then receive that a little bit different from somebody sit down by the rum shop and saying, yeah, boy, that artist is bad, because we know we have the support on the ground. But as an artist, we also want to be able to communicate with the heads of our community, the heads of our government, and the creative sector. So if something happened to one of the artists and somebody from the government would step out and say, or the Minister of Culture step out and say, yo, or they cannot handle the artists like that. You understand? This is our artist. This is a man of our art form. That sector, you understand, we're responsible for that. Now that will resonate different with the community. The same way it will resonate different if the father of an house or the mother of an house make a rule or pass an order. So we also need the support, not just from the ground, but from the ground all the way up and from up all the way down. And that is what I would say when it comes to the creative industry and the art form. That relationship is what needs to be strengthened, and we can definitely move forward with more force. Together we stand, divided we fall.
Thank you very much. Your second question.
Okay, so my final question is, what impact do you want the concert to have on aspiring artists?
Siobhan?
I see Kira keep looking over to me, so fine. Yes, I'll say something. Now, the inspiration comes from visually what they will see, right? I'm sure there's a young man somewhere in Guav that aspires to be Baby Killer. Do you know?
That's foundation, though. That means you're a fan from the beginning.
Yeah, very much so, as you're aware, Mr. Map. And in every parish throughout, there's a bunch of kids who look up. If you go to the schools, for example, in my former designation, we had this lovely program where we used to do school runs with ambassadors who would have been artists and so on. And the kids were elated just to have them present. So the aim of the concert is not just necessarily to inspire, but to showcase as well, because there's a lot of persons who probably never had an opportunity to have a stadium filled to perform to based on the casting that's on there. And the fact that we're taking the time not just to throw the ads out, not just to have the general conversations, but to sit and have this intimate setting where we can guide you through the expectations, that in itself is inspiring from my perspective, because we're taking the time and the steps to make sure that persons are aware, we're taking the time to make sure that the information is properly disseminated, and we're taking the time to make the message be clearly understood that yes, Grenadians are fetters. Yes, we love our jab, but what's really important to Grenadians as well is family and pride. And this event is focused on having the family come together, come out to the stadium and enjoy. So it's not just for the adults, everyone come out and enjoy, be inspired, walk away with the passion, so then you could go up to the creative office and say, I wrote a song after the Up From Here concert, and this is what I need from the creative industries to help me develop myself as an artist. I hope that answered your question. Yes.
It definitely does. Very much well said. Any other questions? Going once. Going twice. Okay. With that said, it is my pleasure to thank you all for attending today. Again, we want to acknowledge, and for the people that probably would have joined in online a little after we would have started, we've had the pleasure of hearing from Honorable Adrian Thomas, Minister with responsibility for tourism, creative economy, and culture. We're also joined by Quince Britton, Parliamentary Secretary with responsibility for culture, Cultural Ambassador, Mr. Hollis, Mr. Killer Map. Thank you very much. We also had a brief event overview and just an enticing of what you can expect from Siobhan Redhead. She is the project manager for Up From Here and has been working very hard and very diligently to ensure that all of the pieces come together. The members of the media that's here, especially invited guests, some of the performers that's actually going to be touching the cast are in the room. So Petra, you have a little heads up there. Viewers and attendees, who've taken the time off to really pay attention and be present with us today as we touch on what you can expect. Thank you very much. Your engaging and contributions and your engagement today, and I'm sure that Nazim and the TNR team will tell me that there are a lot of comments right now in the live, so we'll go back and address all of that in the marketing going forward. But your contribution and participation today is really going to help foreshadow what we can experience come February 2nd at the National Stadium. Just to reiterate that showtime is going to start promptly at 8 p.m. Promptly at 8 p.m. The gates open from 7. Feel free to come early. The entire stadium will be filled, right? We know that. So the earlier you come, the earlier you can get the opportunity to choose your preference in terms of where you would like to sit, where you would like to stand, and just view and experience this monumental event. Again, Up From Here is an exclusively Grenadian event. Grenadian musicians, dancers, contributors, artists, bands. It's going to be a celebration of what we have accomplished as a people on an island that sometimes cannot even be represented as a dot on the map, but you see the word for where we should be. And to think of everything that we would have accomplished and some of the greats throughout the world, and just knowing that they're Grenadians, we definitely have a lot to celebrate. So with that said, stay connected to the official Grenada Turns 50 social media pages on Instagram, as well as Facebook for all of the Up From Here details and updates. We know you're very excited to see the cast, so we will be flooding the place very soon. And trust me when I say, if you've seen the official Up From Here song, then know that the 21 artists that have performed on that track is also going to be on stage. And I love it, because from a marketing standpoint, from an event standpoint, it's amazing. But that's just going to tell you how much hands we're going to have on deck to ensure that this event goes out without a hitch, timely, and is a smooth progression. So we thank the organizing committee. We thank the members of the National Organizing Committee, as well as acknowledging the support and just the need to have this event from the Secretariat, from Grenada's 50 Secretariat, and the support from Gail, and as well as Orlando and all of the other members to really ensure that this event goes off without a hitch. Thank you to all of the artists that are going to be participating, those of you in the room, as well as those of you viewing that will grace the stage. Thank you once again to all of the members of the head table for contributing. It has been an absolute pleasure sharing with you. And all we will say at this point is stay connected to Up From Here via the Grenada Turns 50 pages, because you wouldn't want to miss a beat. We're going to see you promptly at 7 p.m. at the National Stadium come Friday, the 2nd of February. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day. Thank you, everyone.
Grenada, our beautiful pure island, is turning 50. And what better way to celebrate than with an evening that captures our heart, our spirit, our journey. Welcome to Up From Here, an experience of our past, present, and future. Join us at the National Cricket Stadium on Friday, February 2nd, as we revel in a spectacular showcase of Grenadian talent from our very own shores and from across the seas. Our artists are coming home to celebrate with us. Experience the rhythms that rocked our past and melodies that map our future. Live bands, sensational artists, dynamic dancers, all on one stage. And the best part, it's absolutely free. Gates open at 7 p.m. Showtime 8 p.m. Come early. Bring your family. Bring your friends. Let's fill the stadium with our pride, our joy, our unity. 50 years of music, talent, and creativity. This is our moment, Grenada. Let's celebrate. It's only Up From Here together. Stay connected to our social media pages for updates at Grenada Turns 50.